Buenos dias. It's Monday. It's lunes. Normally, los lunes es el día más difícil de ir al trabajo. It's one of the hardest days to just kind of wake up for the week and go to work, like have to operate in capitalism and stuff. But anyways, the conversation is not about that. I am trying to really put effort in the perspective that I choose to follow or believe about my life and my reality. It's not so much about like, oh, let's just forget about everything. No, it's just more of like shifting the mindset. Because if you're anything like me, someone that's been through multiple type of traumas and have complex PTSD, I really don't like to put labels. More on that. But it's a good way just to define what it is, right? Sometimes when you have experienced a lot of trauma in your life, it's common that when your stressors go up, and you've probably heard me say this in the past, that when stressors in your life go up, your PTS symptoms will also go up as well. So sometimes it can look like, things are going well in your life, but the stress is increasing because of a project coming up. Living in a current economy right now where things are pretty expensive and trying to find how to even pay for gas or food, those typical things of day-to-day life. When those things start to happen, it's common for our perspective to change. We start to have like a distorted way of thinking at times of like, nothing's working out. It's all gonna fail. What if I don't, if I don't survive or succeed? I'm not good at this. This wasn't meant for me. All of those thoughts will start to come in when, life is lifing. But with that being said, I also think that when you're about to hit a breakthrough, that's when it's common to have more of your negative thoughts come out louder, I guess. Or the fear will put you there, will tell you all the reasons on why this is not going to work out, because you're probably not used to receiving good. It's always been something where it's like waiting for the ball to kind of drop kind of thing. I'm kind of rambling, but that's just what was in my thoughts. And just what I've been kind of noticing with my own self and just with people, right? Of like, what are some of these common patterns that we have to kind of break out of because of the narrative that we're choosing to believe. If we continue to believe on like life sucks, guess what? We're probably going to keep getting that brought back to us of like shitty things happening to us. And again, this isn't fake psychology, so let's not go there because I'm not trying to go there at all. But it is important to feed what it is that you do want in your life. So one of the biggest things that came to my mind, that's why I decided to make this video, was action, right? Sometimes we're all about talking the talk, but we don't walk the walk. So we say that we want to do these things. We say that we want to get healthier. We say that we want to start a business, but the action is where we get stuck. So the theme for me, and I'm sharing this with you guys, is action. What is the action that you're going to put into yourself today, this week, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, right? Like we have the next 6 months. What action are you going to implement to help get you where you want to be, to help you feel what you want to feel, to help you be the person that you want to be? I think it's very important of like, what's the action that we want to put this? Do we want to keep feeding the narrative of like, I'm just scared, I can't do this, it's just not possible for me, it's just that I have all of these bills, I'm just never going to catch up? And yeah, that's all very much true, but what is one thing that you can focus on today that can make a little bit of a difference? Does it mean that you just disconnect even from reality, from your phone? Not reality like that, but disconnect from just, social media, because sometimes even social media will feed into you things that sometimes make you feel like you're behind or worse, right? So just be mindful of the type of content that you're feeding into. It could be going on a 15-minute walk. It'll help, move you out. It'll help just kind of make you get out of your own head kind of thing. It'll help regulate your nervous system. So I just had a thought, and maybe this can be helpful. When I hear people say I'm stuck, and I've said this before too, because again, trauma will make you feel like you're stuck, fight or flight or freeze. So that's sometimes like a freeze response. When I say I'm stuck, you're not stuck, okay? In that moment, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is do something that's going to just help you move, even if it's just moving your body, right? Just move your body just to kind of get that kind of flowing and get you out of that pattern that you've gotten yourself. I'm stuck. You're not stuck. What's one thing that you can focus on today? Maybe it's just even writing an email. Maybe it's even going to an if you're a business owner, right? Going to one organization and putting, or a store, like a coffee store, and putting your flyer out there, putting yourself out there. Don't be afraid of putting yourself out there. Yeah, I think that's all. I was not trying to go over today, but that's just came into my heart. So action. What's the action that you're taking in your life to just get you where you want to be? I hope you have a great week. It's Monday. We're going to have a great week. It's the midweek, mid-year check-in, maybe. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. I'm done rambling. Talk to you later. Bye.